I thought this would just be kind of cool to just talk about. So here we go. I just want to showcase like some really cool people. And you know, there's no order whatsoever. It's just people who have either done like amazing things for the community or are just really cool people or friends of mine. So yeah, I thought we could just get into this, chat about these guys, and just, you know, hopefully send support their way, you know. So first off, we have the amazing Katie. I have no idea how to say your last name, and I was looking around for a while because I did not want to butcher this. I'm very sorry. I'm not even going to attempt it because I know I'm going to butcher it. I butcher easy names, so I'm just going to say Katie. But she has been such an amazing asset to not just Sonic Team, but like just the series in general, right? I think we can all agree with that. And she's been the social media coordinator since 2019, which is such a long time. 2019 only feels like it was yesterday. I don't know if anybody else feels like that, but like it genuinely feels like it was just a couple of years ago. Like not what, like 6 years? Bloody hell! Yeah, 6 years ago now. That's crazy. But because of the amount of work that she has done, is genuinely one of the main reasons why there's a lot more, like the series is a lot more grounded and isn't nearly as big as a joke, and trying to really promote the Sonic brand as like a really good thing and not just a joke. Especially going from like 2010 to like 2018, being online was very difficult for Sonic fans, mainly because like the series wasn't taking itself seriously. Everybody's joking around with it, and the series kind of embraced that, which is like the worst thing you could have done. So I'm so glad we're out of that era. You know, no fault to, you know, people who thought that was a good idea. It was I'm gonna be honest, a really dumb, stupid idea, but I'm so happy we're in the sort of space that we are now. Katie and the entire social team and live team are incredible. She has helped with the creation of the murder of Sonic the Hedgehog, which I think we can all agree is fantastic, right? That was such a love letter to this, like, the fandom, and it came out on April Fool's Day. Like, you cannot beat that. I adore that. And honestly was also the reason the symphony happened, like that magical experience. And I think anybody who makes something like that happen is just incredible, because it's helped out so many fans. You know, it's definitely with me, it made me realize that I always knew there was a difference between like IRL fans and online fans, but it was always that voice in my back of the head, was like, really, is there much of a difference? But when I went to the symphony, I was like, no, there is a big difference. There is a massive difference. And just anybody who brings the positive vibes and tries to help people, you know, feel better and relax at such a mass scale as well, is so commendable, so damn commendable. And like I said at the bottom, is really hardworking, super caring about the franchise, and just wanted to have fun with the series, which at the end of the day, that's all we want. That's all we want as fans, is to have somebody there. And I'm not saying Kate is the only person who is like this, but there's a lot of them. But compared to how it was in the past, you know, just wanting to have fun and supporting the series is all we need, right? I think we can all agree with that. So thank you, Katie, for doing like such a fantastic job. Honestly, the series would not be in the place it currently is without her, and I want more people to realize that, because to a lot of people she is just the social media person, and no, she's a lot more than that. The whole team is a lot more than that. And I forgot to put on here, but it's also lovely that we still get the Twitter takeovers. They're fantastic. I love them. Just interacting with the fans, and something, yes, that takes a lot of time and energy, but it's something that I personally do adore. And it'd be weird if they stopped, you know. I would be sad. I would genuinely be sad. Right, who do we have next? We have Amy. Right, Amy is bloody fantastic, let me tell you. She's the friend I've known the longest, which is crazy to think about. Like, I've known her since 2019, which is crazy. So 6 years. God, it feels like again, I feels like I've known her for ages, but like even longer. But she's a really talented artist with a ton of amazing ideas, and that is an understatement. Like the comics and stuff that she wants to create, just the imagination she has is really solid, and I really hope at one point in the future she can get these comics done, because from the small things I've heard about it and the logo I made that I need to redo, it's adorable, it's amazing. But I will say this, as you know, I'm going to come clean, she is one of the reasons why my mental health hasn't tanked as much as it would have, because she's helped me out, get out of like horrible situations. She's helped me with just talking to me about things and like experiences that she personally has gone through, that, you know, I'm going through currently now. Or even just like talking in general about anything, whether that be like it's random stuff, or playing games where we all just say random nonsense.
And so help me pick this up.
Oh, a giant butt plug. Oh, it's a vase.
Yeah. That was a pile of dust.
Beautiful pile of dust.
Hold on, wait. What did you say, Emmy? How did that look like? What? How did a vase look like that? So much.
It looked like a butt plug.
So much has happened in like the past 2 seconds. Random nonsense, and just, you know, it just takes the time away and just makes me forget about things that have been going on, right? And he's an absolute just joy to chat to. Can be a bit manic, don't get me wrong. Can be a bit manic, but I wouldn't change that for the world. She's an insanely amazing mum to her kids, and is a really hard-working person, balancing both work and other life stuff, while also trying to do art and also playing games with dumbass me. She has done some amazing art for GAM, even right to the point when even when her tablet and PC had broke, she was still willing to sketch things out onto pieces of paper with me. Like I had like full-on conversations with her in Discord, like on a VC, where we were just designing the GAM you're currently seeing, and it was like on her phone while she was drawing on a piece of paper, and I would take screenshots and make like crudely, but like not really well done because I'm not a drawer, like digital versions. That's the extent she goes to like help, and I love that. I cannot thank her enough. She's done so much for the channel, both GAMs redesigned, both of them, all the art she's done, just being around to chat to, which has helped me get through a lot. So if you don't follow her or know more about her art and things, or just want to know more about like I will see more art that she has done, I will be happy to show you, because insanely talented person right here. And I cannot thank her enough. Right, up next we have AZURA. There we go. Right, I don't think I need an introduction to AZURA, because she's just been here and just an incredible person, but just insanely talented individual right here. Like it's kind of crazy how much effort she puts into things. Like, and this goes for everybody on this list, like in terms of how much effort they put into things and how hardworking they are. But I'm going to keep saying it because it's a point that I do want to hammer home, that they are all really hardworking despite dealing with a bunch of things, right? You know, she's making multiple fan games, and so the Sonic Storm, Botanical Craze, CD Sources is great, but it's also wanted to make original games in the future, which I cannot wait to see. Oh my god. The mind behind AZURA is insanely talented. Like, she has so much imagination, just wants to show so much. Killer individual right here. She's a really good VA as well, with a ton of range. Like, she is Sonic and Sonic Storm, and I think it's like one of my favorite VAs for Sonic personally. If I was to have like, oh, which one's your favorite, I honestly would always say AZURA's. It's just something about it which I think sounds amazing. Like the tone and the range is great, honestly, to the point where I could see her going into stuff at like a proper VA career and stuff in the future. Like that is really, really solid stuff. She's a really down to earth person. Is lovely to talk to. I genuinely mean this. It feels like I've known her for years. It just feels natural for me, and for me to say that is not normal, because of my anxiety. But it just felt like it just clicked immediately. Feels like I've known her for years and years and years, which is quite funny. Both her and OCTY have been a huge reason why I appreciate my logos and graphics a lot more. I know you're going to roll your eyes at that because I always say my stuff looks naff, but I used to say a lot worse things about my graphics and things, and it's all thanks to them two for, I don't know, just saying nice things about it, believing in me, and just pushing me on projects and things, and asking for like logos and stuff that I'm always happy to deliver with. You know, that genuinely means a lot. Genuinely goes a goddamn long way, a really long way. Really supportive of friends, which I think is very important, right? You know, anybody who, like, all these guys on this list are the same, but again, just like the other points, I want to hammer that home. I really want to hammer that home. She's a really strong person who overcomes a lot that is thrown her way, which is something I'm really damn proud of her of, because it's not an easy thing to do. You know, if there's a wall in front of her, she will find a way to get over it, go around it, so like sort these things out. And I'm not comparing my mental health to hers, but I know from experiences that is really hard to do, and I struggle with that a lot. So the fact that she's able to do that, let it partly fuel her creative passion, but also create things alongside, you know, fueling it with that past, you know, and to create all these amazing games, amazing projects, all of like her music and like channels. Like, if you ever want to find somebody or look at someone who is just an insanely talented human being, look at AZURA. Find her stuff. I could not recommend her stuff enough, genuinely. And she's also an amazing graphic designer as well. She's so bloody talented, and I would not know what to do if I wasn't her friend anymore. Like, it's such ingrained in my life. I cannot thank her enough for that. Yeah. Also, we're doing a live stream soon, which will be really fun. So you guys will be able to, you know, have fun and just we've already talked about it. It's the relay race, or whatever we're going to call it, between all the Sonic games, which is really cool. Of course, I can't have a list like this without mentioning OCTY. She is also an insanely strong person who always looks out for others. Is an insanely talented. I know I'm saying insanely a lot, but that's the only word I can say that is like powerful enough. But is a really insanely talented animator and artist. And I watched a couple of her animations back then, and they were great. Like, her style was just unmatched in my opinion. But going from that to where she is now is such, I don't say an improvement, because that makes it sound like her old stuff was bad, which just isn't the case. Just the style change and her understanding more and more about art and things like that, it really is such a lovely thing to see. Like, get better and better. I'm not good at describing things, but you know what I mean, like improve. I'm going to say improve over time. And what she's currently doing right now, I'm not going to say it outright because I don't know if she wants me to. I know she's posted it on Twitter and Blue Sky and things, but what she is animating right now is bonkers. It looks so good. But she has helped me out also helped me out a lot with my mental health, while also dealing with her own mental health issues, which that's something I'm always going to cherish, always, you know. And you know, takes time out of the day to ask how I am, you know, checks up me, and I'll check up on her. It's just been lovely. Again, another person who I feel like I've known for pretty much all my life. Just, again, would be so weird if I didn't like have her in my life. I didn't know what I'd do without these guys, you know. But like I said, she's been the head of the Amazing Sonic Fan Games First, which has been going for 4 events, which If you don't know what Sonic Fan Games First is, do yourself a favor and look it up and watch it and support it and support OCTY, because it's a beautiful like place where fan games, indie games, even some art and all this sort of stuff is shown off together, and it's just such a positive showcase of why the Sonic community is as good as it is, right? Obviously there's a lot of bad eggs, I've said this a lot, but this just shows how good and talented the people are in this community. And if you want it to ever have like a really happy, just switch your brain off moment and just watch something fun, see some cool projects, keep an eye on Fan Games First for sure. But also for that same thing, look at OCTY's other projects and animations. They're just as amazing, just as like awesome to watch, and even more, in my opinion, effort has gone into it because it's her main project and stuff, which is really cool. And the very bottom point is something I genuinely mean is constantly pushing herself, which I'm really proud of her of, because I'm not going to go into detail about anything because that's not my place, but there were points where I know she felt really low and really just out of it, and to see where she's gone from that to where she is now is incredible. I know I say I'm over positive and I say a lot of compliments and things like that, but I mean every single one of them. Always. And I know sometimes that can be quite hard to gauge. I always mean every single one of them. And that one is such a huge one. Such an improvement, and just seeing where you were to where you are now, I cannot be more proud of you. But yeah, go and check out her stuff, please. Next up we have EMZBERRY. You guys know who EMZBERRY is, but I have to include her on this list. Again, insanely hardworking person, is a fantastic VA who has a load of range, and is also a really fantastic figurehead in the community. I know there are people out there who hate that, but I don't get that hate. She's had a fair few like bits of hate thrown away and things like that, which I don't understand whatsoever. Like, if you get so butthurt about that, just look at yourself. Like, and to the point where you're typing messages and just being rude to people, I don't get that. I don't get that. But she's all about community, helping out other projects, growing her own dope audience as well, and also, you know, making her own projects as well alongside that, really trying to grow the community, get people, like other people who haven't worked on things before, to work on the same project. It is lovely. You know, juggles Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, and multiple projects she's working on really damn well. Like, really well. Like, with my decade being on social media, like trying to juggle that stuff, I haven't seen somebody do it as well as EMZBERRY personally. You know, just from the way that it's not just all one content style. Some of it is very similar, some of that it gets ported to other socials and things like that, which is smart. That's not a bad thing. But there's also like her streams, but and also just her interacting with the community as well.
No, fuck. No, I was right there!
That does take a lot of like time and effort to do, and especially with how Twitter is nowadays, that is very few and far between. So having somebody who is like this, in my opinion, as a figurehead of the part of the community, is insanely amazing. And that nobody deserves hit on this list, or in general, right, deserves any hate thrown their way just for them wanting to have fun and showcase stuff, you know. And I love, you know, how she's helped push more love and support to Amy as a character, because there was a time where, like a couple years ago, where people were hating on the character. And again, if you spoke up about it, you would get dogpiled. So it's nice to have a lot more community like that. But it has always been a pleasure to talk to and help me feel even more included within the Sonic community, which I will always cherish. And I'll always be thankful for that. Because before this, and knowing EMZBERRY, I wasn't really in any projects. Because at the same time I went to the Orion project of OCTY, and I also did stuff with EMZBERRY. And I've met so many insanely talented people through both OCTY and EMZBERRY, and I'll be thankful for both of them forever. and like the fact that she's allowed me to help out with her stream stuff, like came to me and just asked, and that's not really ever happened fully. Like it's happened with OCTY, but I mean like before like both OCTY and EMZBERRY like did stuff with me. Yeah, never happened before that. So that will always be something I will remember as well. And she was really happy with it. And I'm gonna be honest, I thought it was fine. I didn't know what I was doing was well, but like the amount of support and just the amount of like hype, it really did help me. And yes, she does have a blue sky. I believe everybody on this list does have a blue sky except Amy. So yeah, please go and support her. Insanely like talented person right here. And I really hope she goes the distance with her career, whether it's VA stuff, whether it's like Twitch streaming or YouTube, whatever. She bloody deserves it. Next up, we have ADDIE. Oh my god, okay. If you don't know who ADDIE is, do yourself a favor. Follow her on Twitter and Blue Sky, and go and follow her on Twitch, because she is insanely underrated in my opinion for the amount of effort and like the type of content she's been putting into streaming and things. It's been amazing. She had, like I said, she's been super hard working, dealing with both IRL work and streaming. And while she isn't a part of the team anymore, she was a big reason why Sonic Expo did as well as it did, as long as the entire team, right? I've only heard like amazing things about the team, and you know, I've like, you know, I'm in the UK. I think it says a lot when a guy in the UK is wanting to go to an expo in a completely different country, right? And who also has social anxiety and all these other issues. I think it means a lot and shows how like amazing work and time and effort's been put into your project. If I'm wanting to go over there, you know, insanely like that. Expo is insanely amazing. Is a lovely person to chat to on stream and Twitter. Always is a laugh, and somebody who I will always would want to support. Same with you guys. Again, I really hope you go and support her. But the thing I also really admire is that she supports a lot of people, but pushes them to be better. And, you know, keep them positive. And if there is any issues, she don't say looks after her. That's the wrong. Like, you know what I mean? Like, make sure they're fine, and tries to. I gotta say, look after. That's not the word. My brain is mush. I'm very sorry, but that's very commendable. Very commendable. And her streams have helped me out a lot when I'm having a rough time mentally. It's just because like they're very just chill. They're not like over the top or loud or anything like that. They're just like, you could just watch it and just relax. She talks to her chat a lot, like, which I think is very important. And you'd be surprised how a lot of people don't do that, and it goes such a long way. And especially when I'm ever having like a bad night, sometimes I will just lurk in the background and just have the stream on, or I will try and chat. But I had one the other night and it helped me out a lot. And it's also down to her community. Her community is really supportive, really down to earth, funny, and it's just amazing. And last thing I want to say, I know I put it in bold, but again, if I'm overstepping, I'm very sorry. But I remember like a year ago, what now? I remember you put out a tweet about like how, you know, being in Sonic Expo was awesome, and you know, about your dad. And I would just say that he would be so proud of you, right? He's like, the fact that you've brought in, not just with Expo, but like multiple instances now, like streaming and things, you brought so many people together, and just like, especially in the Sonic community, to just be happy and have a better vibe and to be, I don't know, more positive. I think that is an insanely, I keep saying insanely, I'm sorry, that is such a beautiful thing to do. And it's not something that everybody can do, or do it in a way that is, you know, because you can get toxic positivity, and that's something that nobody wants as well. But you don't do that. It's just such a lovely thing to see. And that's also why your community is amazing, is because it's just so down to earth and just calming. And while there are some funny trolls and funny characters in it, which I think makes your community great, it's all lovely. And if you don't follow on Twitch or anything, please go and follow her on Twitch. There again, I cannot write home how fun her streams are and chill they are. But yeah, if I overstep by saying that last bit, I'm sorry, but I do generally mean that. But yeah, let's move on to the next. I don't think there's too many more. I think we got Jam next. Yeah, here we go. I've already dated this bloody presentation because Jam has just changed her profile picture. So like when I went to like I posted it on Twitter earlier today, but when I was able to, because obviously Twitter went down and everything, and she liked it and I was like, hold on, that's a different profile, but goddamn, I don't have the time to change it now. But in my opinion, is also super underrated. A really down-to-earth person, looks out for others, and is somebody who I cannot express enough gratitude towards, because part of my big graphics journey was getting into helping out with Sonic Riders Tournament Edition, which I still am a part of. I do like the thumbnails and the logo, but I want to see if I can change the logo because I'm not really happy with that anymore. But that was all thanks to Jam. She looked at my stuff and was like, you know what, this is not bad, and allowed me to be on the team. And because of that, I've talked to other people who found me through that, which is like amazing. But I've also gotten a little bit more confident because people have gone, hey, this is cool looking through this project. And while I look back on that sort of stuff and I go, this is awful, and there's things I would like to change. That's just me being my own, devil's advocate, It was generally like a big step for me. But she's currently on the speedrunner. Well, she has been for a while. And again, please check her Twitch channel out and all that sort of stuff. Because you will get some fun clips through watching her stuff. But she's looking at to branch to other things as well, which is really cool. And I hope it goes well for her. I'm sure it will, because she's a really down-to-earth, nice person. A very relatable person to watch too, which is great. And like I said, she was the social media manager and website builder for Sonic Riders TE. That website, by the way, I don't know if I've said this straight to you, Jam. I don't know if you're ever going to watch this, but Chef's Kiss. Like, when I saw that for the first time, it looked official. Like, it looked better than official. It reminded me of, like, when companies would go far and beyond when they used Flash, like old Flash websites, when they had like a lot of moving parts, cool little animations, and then when Flash sort of went out of being the mainstream, that life got sucked away from websites and stuff. But TE's website, fantastic, absolutely incredible. So I needed to burp. Next up we have Harley. Yeah, there's no way that I was not going to be able to chat about Harley on this list. Just because, like I said, that first thing is just a beacon of light throughout the Sonic Twitter. If you ever want a nice place to go to just to relax and just like see somebody who's just really nice, talking about the series, likes what she likes, doesn't hate other people for liking other things and having differing opinions, go follow Harley. She's a really supportive person, has been going crazy with her art as well. Like, the improvement from even a couple of months ago to now has been wild, in a good way. Like, her old stuff was never bad, but just seeing her shape her own style and do really cute images, it's really nice to see. And I'm so happy she's getting support for that stuff as well, and not just her like Twitter takes and things like that. I'm glad that she's getting support through other media and things as well, which is great. And I think Twitter would be a really awful place without her. 100%. It just wouldn't be the same. And it is awful to see, the hate get thrown her way so easily, just because she's so positive and, wants to support the series in a big way. And there's just losers out there who can't handle that. So I'm hoping over time that dies down, and she doesn't have to deal with it as much, because I can imagine that's like very mentally just knackering. But she's incredible. And I think we're coming up to our last person. Yeah, CALLIE. Another insanely amazing figurehead in the community right here. like, if you don't watch her videos or like, they were a lot of fun. I think I remember started to watch her stuff back in when SRB2 Kart was released. Like, they were doing a lot of content with that, which was a lot of fun. I've stuck around ever since, watching things on and off, but great stuff. It's a really fun person to watch live and creates amazing content. That's an understatement. I just want to say that. Really strong person, because I'm not going to go into detail, but she has been going through a lot of horrible stuff. Like, the world is really testing her at the moment, and she's trooping through. And it takes a really, really strong-willed person, and really just strong. I can't think of another word, person to get through that. And while things may seem dark now, they will get better. And it's never gonna be easy, but she's getting through it. She is getting through it. And I think the biggest thing here is this one. She has helped a lot of Sonic fans with how they identify themselves. I don't fall under that because, again, I'm just straight, but I can't remember. Like, she did a video basically like on how playing and like the series and things came, like, allowed us to come out on trans and things like that, which is awesome. But I know that helped out a lot of people in that community as well. And if anybody does that to help others, you're just in my good books forever. That's just how it is. So whether you like it or not, you know, like, you have showcased that you value people, you like want to support people, and you just really want to help people in that group. And because of that, she has an amazing supportive community, like, really awesome, and has supported a load of fan projects, and is even heading our own Shadow Generations project, which is ADDIE Generations, which is being voiced by EMZBERRY, so you know it's going to be bloody brilliant. Please go and show her support, especially at the moment on Twitter, because, like I said, she's been going through a lot. And I believe that is it. So yes, this presentation doesn't even scratch the surface. There's so many amazing women in the community, and they're just as a big of a reason why the community is the way it is, full of talented, fun, supportive, hardworking people. I know I haven't scratched the surface, and if I haven't included you in this presentation, it's not because I have anything against you. It's honestly because I just have a dumb brain. I forget things a lot. Like, I can't even remember what I had for dinner last night. Is that bad? So don't think anything of it. I'm just a dumbass. But it really annoys me how we're in 2025 and there's still so much misogyny in the fan base. The vast majority of the people I've mentioned in this presentation has had to deal with not one but or multiple, like, occasions where morons oh my god, my brain, discriminate them just because of their gender, which is just wild. No one ever deserves to be treated like that, and it really says more about the person saying these things rather than what they are saying to the person. Like, you are scum of the earth, in my opinion, if you do stuff like this. I'm sorry, like, nobody ever deserves to be treated this way. The fact that I've seen people get doxxed because they are a well-known person in their community who just happens to be a female is maddening. There we go. Bloody hell, don't know why I can't speak. I'm gonna get a drink. The main takeaway from this is that as a community, we do need to do better, and that starts with you guys. If you know somebody in the community, just support them and let them know that what they are doing is amazing and that they're doing such an amazing job. A little bit of kindness goes a long way. And if you see anybody acting like they are stuck in the 1920s where they're just yelling at people because of their gender, just report the message. Don't stoop to the level and argue or anything like that, because it's, one, what they want most likely, they're just wanting attention, and two, it usually does make things worse and usually does put you in a worse light. Just report it and just, like, tell other people to report it. Just, you know, it's just not worth the time, you know, just get rid of them. And the last thing I want to say is just thank you. A massive thank you to everybody for watching this whole thing, and for the creators I included for just being themselves. Keep being you, and just know that you have a lot of people backing you. This channel, all my socials, are a safe space for anybody who has to deal with dumbasses on Twitter who can't handle that any other gender than men are having fun streaming and enjoying a game series. Please go and support them all. They all deserve it. And if you like my dumbass content, you 100% enjoy their stuff. Let's be honest. My dumbass content is nowhere near as good as their stuff. So if you like my stuff, please go and support them, and you won't regret it, 100%. But yeah, that's that done. I know I said famous last words, they wouldn't last too long, but it's something that had to be hammered home, I feel like, just a little bit, with how important people like that and, you know, the women and trans people are to the community, right? So there we go. Just thought I would do that. And honestly, I also want to say, last thing, people shouldn't just be celebrating it on just one day. It should be a whole year round thing, right? I'm glad there is some sort of celebration, don't get me wrong. But yeah, it should be something that we should just be doing all year round. It shouldn't be just a singular day thing, right? We should always be supporting them. We should always be, you know, telling people about them. And, you know, it sucks that it's not like there's a lot of people out there who just can't handle that. It's dumb. And they're not welcome in my community if there are people out there who are like that, you know? But yeah, that was just something I wanted to put together just to celebrate that. And if any of the people who were included in that happen to watch this, then thank you for being you. Like I said, you're incredible. I'm going to be supporting you guys for as long as I can. And yeah, after that, let's actually get into some Sonic Unleashed, shall we? Let's do this thing. God damn, it took 40 minutes to get through that. I'm so sorry. Bloody hell.